Fucking phone died out of nowhere. It's a lovely thing. I got a message, Mr. 14th. That was embarrassing, man. Huge apologies to everyone. Phone died. My phone was legitimately charging right now. See, this is that Apple shit. Mr. 14th, you can join back on. I don't know how in the hell that happened. I want to chalk it up to this Mercury thing, and I feel like we all know what happens when you believe. Hit a cheat. So we're just going to jump back in it. Um, if all right, that should be fine to go. We're connecting. You good to go, 14th?
Good to go, family.
Sorry about that. It's always the Friday shows. I don't know what it is about Friday, but like there's either a huge glitch or just shit's just not going the way it should go. But I'm glad we're back on. I'm glad we got things rocking and rolling right now. Last thing we were talking about was the work of the engineer within hip hop, and how it's pretty much somewhat of a thankless job. Somewhat. Do you agree that it's a thankless job?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Unless you are a young guru or something like that. Yeah, yeah. But that's I call engineer studio furniture. You know what I'm saying? It's not to take away. And first of all, it's cool to be kind of like in the shadows. And honestly, I got so comfortable with being in the shadows. But yes, engineers we got a role, and it's not necessarily like, when Kendrick started shouting out his engineer, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely had clients that shout me out on songs as well. So, but it's a lot of times, like people be like, yeah, so what do you do for a living? I'm like, I'm a studio engineer and I DJ and produce. They like, so what does a studio engineer do? How much time you got?
What?
You know what I mean? I mean, yo, a lot of people don't know, man. You know what I mean? So it's an unsung position, but if that's what you do it for, you might not be in the right industry.
Absolutely. I think in terms of studio engineers as the unsung heroes, especially in hip hop, who would be considered an unsung hero on the engineer side to you?
Um, there's so many engineers, dog. Um, and the engineers that I would champion are pretty well known. Um, I'm a really big fan of Young Guru, dog. Just because his textures and you know, Jay-Z had to shout him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I feel like people like him. I'm trying to think of some names. I got a lot of homies that engineered. I think deserve a lot more win. Um, but I'm trying to think of a name that's like, oh, you know what's crazy, bro? I don't know enough engineers, yo. Like enough engineer names to be like, yeah, I'm a fan of this engineer, fan. So maybe I need to do my research as well and find some engineers I fuck with.
How does that feel as an engineer?
Yo, right now in this very moment, it feels kind of like, damn, like who's out here? You know what I'm saying? It feels like I should probably really, if I'm going to be engineering, find out, who's around. But granted, I've been making it a point to get to other studios and be able to chill in other sessions and just be a fly on the wall and enjoy the process without having to be in between the speakers sometimes. So it's one engineer down Flower Zone I really bang with named Most goes by Most. He's Nate Middleman, of course.
I've
You
heard
know
of I've heard of him.
Nate Middleman. He's mastering engineer, mixing engineer right now. Um, but yeah, as far as an engineering tip, he had his hands in a lot of Baltimore music. Mike McIntosh over Architects. The names are starting to come to me now. But Mike Mack, he's been a engineering staple in the city. I mean, you talking about for a while, man. For a while, very good dude too. Like at one time, I think one of our computers crashed at our old spot and at above ground, and Mike Mack you know, helped us get back up and running until we got out there, all of our stuff fixed. So
That's
shout out
love,
to Mike Mac, yo. Yeah, for sure.
man. Do you think there should be like some type of engineer union?
Definitely.
Because I feel like it's one of those things that's like as underappreciated as it is within jobs within hip hop. It's also one of those jobs that's very necessary
Yeah.
in hip hop. Because you think of like how Teamsters work with the Teamsters Union, how they're all truck drivers and all the stuff that we get are from trucks. All the music that we get are from engineers. So would it make sense for engineers to form their own Teamsters?
Um, yeah, I think it would be tight. Only because, like you said, like engineers are kind of like, oh, you get this money per hour, and you're just like, you know, a lot of engineers don't really go after residual incomes and things like that. Or honestly, I started kind of getting selective with clients and not like, oh, I'm gonna choose you, choose you, choose you. It's more like, you know, I really want to continue to level up, level up, level up. So how would that happen? You know what I'm saying? How would that be possible if there wasn't some type of unity within the engineering community? You know,
Mm.
just so we can, you know, even champion each other or like validate each other, whatever the case may be. I think that would be a valuable thing. Um, Also, to make sure that during a session, for example, if the engineer makes any changes to a song, he's now a producer on that song. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of engineers be like, "Oh, I'm gonna put the drops in the song for me, man. Make it skip, make it do all this stuff." I'm like, you know, you're asking me to do this. Now I got a credit or point on this song. A lot of engineers don't know that.
That's very true.
You know?
I actually learned that on my other session because, like, when I was doing all my drops and stuff, granted, he didn't bring it up because it was more so me thinking of, like, you know, I did make the beat and I did just throw it on there. But if you're adding things onto the production, then therefore, you're a
Yeah,
producer.
yeah.
So, like, I feel as though when it comes to producers, now that you say it, I feel as though there should be more producer credits and engineer credits, not just like because you know how producers have a thing like they should have produced by such and such on there. Why
Yeah.
not have mixed by or engineered by such and such? You know what I mean? Do you feel as though that's something that's probably in the near future?
I mean, you know, in for like bigger credits, when I say bigger credits, I mean like industry credits. You in the liner notes for sure. You know what I mean? So that does exist, and I think just on a, and I definitely been shouted out as a producer even when I didn't produce a beat. Like they like produced by Mr. 14th. I'm like, dude, I didn't make that beat. It's an okay beat, but I didn't make that. But like in the session, they think the engineer is the producer guy, and I just let it fly. But shit, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. But yeah, that engineers. Um, I lost it, bro. I'm sorry. I smoke a
it's
lot,
all it's all good. It's all good. I still appreciate a
and,
great.
and it's
I
been a
still
long day. I ain't
it,
gonna lie. You know.
it's still a weekday to me. You know what I mean? We're still working. Like we still kind of like got that off work energy. So it's appreciative. Huge shouts out to Mr. 14th. Huge shouts out for this great interview. Huge shouts out to everybody still rolling on through these technical difficulties per se. One of the last things I wanted to talk to you about was your impact in the city. The last person I interviewed yesterday was Jay Swan. Huge shouts out to Jay Swan. He said that one of the first people to reach out to him in the scene was you, and I feel like a lot of people can attest to that as well. What would you say is your impact in the city, in your opinion?
Hmm. I would like to be recognized or understood as a quiet giant. You know,
Mm.
I feel like opening doors is a powerful thing if you have the opportunity to do it. You know, the capability to to embrace people, especially young and talented people. You know, it's like I'm a little older than most people that I'm around. You know what I'm saying? So, and I noticed that a lot of people who seem to be like older or like they seem to get sour or something instead of being like, you know, keeping their foot in the door, like offer some knowledge, some insight, opportunity, something, you know? Uh,
Optimism.
yeah, something. You know what I'm saying? Like kids is coming into this game smarter than a lot of these old heads. And if it's nothing else you can do, it's like, yo, give them room and opportunity to grow. You know what I'm saying? Um, but as far as my impact, yeah, elders need to offer that more. And I think that's changing. That's definitely changing because those elders is they falling out and they are falling out their wheelchairs now. So you don't gotta worry about them no more. Um, but you know, like yeah, I really think I really would hope that my position or role in the city is to open up some minds. You know, like with the shows, with the Big Vibe shows, I blew I blew some bread. I threw a joint called Polaris, and we decked that bitch out. We had lights all over the place and shit. People walked in the Crown was like, "Is this the Crown?" You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not. You're in a whole different world now, buddy. And that's. But I noticed that after we did that show, and it's not something I want to take credit for. You know what I'm saying? Because people been doing amazing setups and amazing shows way before I even came on the scene at all, and I definitely been inspired by those people. But I have noticed, and I did notice that after that show, that the production value stepped up, that the uh, you know, the booking and the promotion started doing a different type of thing. I never want to be like, it's like, you see what I did, y'all? It's like, no, I like being that invisible or that gentle giant that where you might not hear him, but he's breathing behind you. You know what I'm saying? He's lifting you up. You know what I mean? Like that's I feel like that's the impact I would prefer to have. You know?
In my opinion, that is the impact that you have. Because, like, even noticing that, I feel like I've completely, like, it clicked on me as soon as you said Polaris. Because I did the point, and I'm like, damn, that was the show. Because I wasn't there for it. Like, I had to work. I believe it was the New Year's party, right?
Well, no, New Year's was the Purple Gateway. And that shit was dumb. Dumb. I mean, it was 2019 New Year's Eve. It was twerking everywhere. We had me and DK was holding down the red room in the blue room. It was Shaman, like Lil Shaman, Alfalfa Brown. Man, yo, New Year's is lit. But but yeah, yo, like it's events like that where it's like, yo, I really hope that when people came in to experience them, that they left with something. You know what I'm saying? They left with some type of inspiration. Wow. You know, I had this one girl wrote up on DK, was talking about a party we did, was like, yeah, that was, and she did some acid before the party. And she was like, yo, that was one of my best trips at y'all party. And when DK told me that, I was like, bro, don't make me cry, bro. Because I know how sensitive that area is, you know, and to be trusted with that is it's amazing. It's
Man,
amazing.
huge shot, man. That actually does click for a bit because like that's a huge vulnerability spot right there to having yourself within a party in that state of mind and for that party to be comforting to you at that time. It's it's remarkable. Not a lot of parties can do that.
No.
Not a lot of parties can do that. It takes versatility and what we've discussed earlier in terms of like pretty much switching up the sound or switching up the style or at least having some type of like diversity with you to do that. So huge kudos to you. That's actually I think that's my greatest takeaway from this is that somebody can legit trip at a party that Mr. 14th is throwing and not lose their shit and actually enjoy themselves. That's
Yeah.
a thing.
It, like, yo, because I've been there, yo. I've been at the party and like the DJ's playing this one aggressive type song, and it's like, yo, this ain't it. Like, let's play them songs. Let's get that masculinity out. But yo, I need something that's gonna expand me, bro. Get me closer to some of these women in here. Something, you know. Talk to my heart. Something, you know.
Absolutely. They don't call you Mr. 14 for nothing. Come on.
Real spirit. Real.
I'm so glad I could tie in a name pun during this interview. I wasn't planning on it, but I took my opportunity.
Did that, yo. Did that. That was good.
Once again, huge shouts out to Mr. 14 for this great interview. Shouts out to you for allowing me to ask you these questions and ask you these TMZ style interviews. Huge shouts out to everybody that's joining in on this live, whether it's 1 second, 1 minute, or the entire hour. Huge shouts out to you guys for being very patient with these technical difficulties. Like Friday shows just be bringing all the woodworks that they just pile on. Fuck it, they just throw it on me, and I'm glad that we can actually see it to the end. So thank you guys very much. Mr. 14th, do you have any last words, any last promotions, any last propaganda for the people?
Yes. Once again, the Blue EP is out. It's on iTunes now too, so check it out. Today I dropped a song with my brother Josh Stokes. It's called Wavy Stars.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
Josh Stokes.
Waiving all of the fees, so we get all of the money. So show some love. And other than that, I want to talk to my niggas. It's like, I want to talk to my niggas, man. Y'all powerful. You know what I'm saying? The validation that people out here trying to seek. I won't say it's not necessary, but I'll say that since we are the creators and the purveyors of all of this wavy ass shit, we need to start acting like it. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Somebody, you know what, man? But be that man. You know, be that woman. Be that person. You know, like we was talking about earlier. Build it, and it will come. Yo, waiting for somebody to give it to you or begging for it or whatever. Nah, because once they give it to you, you're gonna owe them something.
That's the gem. That's the gem. I be looking for my sound bites in my interviews, like subconsciously, but nah, that's the one right there.
Thank you.
I can take that. So, for ones that don't know that's in this live, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away this hat, not this particular hat, but I'm giving away this hat style, and I'm giving away a robe, and I'm giving away a sticker. I'm doing a password. I've been doing the password for the past week. Today is the 5th and final password for the giveaway, and today's password is Indigo. I figured since I'm covering the Blue EP, I might as well use Indigo as the password. See what
I see.
So, last password is Indigo. Give me all 5 passwords from this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be the first to send it in. You get everything: the hat, robe, and sticker. Send it to me after this show. Don't send it to me during. I'm going to ignore it because you're fucking rude. So, from your host, Score F. Swayze, and our wonderful guest of episode 65, Mr. 14th, once again, thank you very much. Man, I would like to tell you guys, thank you so much, and as always, wash your hands and stay in the house. All right, appreciate it, 14.
I appreciate you, bro.